we're gonna spice things up a little bit. We're gonna be playing some Uber UU, so we can use Palafin. Actually, you can use Palafin Ubers as well, but I don't know how good it is in regular Ubers. Definitely nothing outside of rain. But yeah, we're gonna be using Palafin. I don't know why I enjoy this mod so much. Makes no sense. It makes some sense, right? I am not max speed, but it actually would be beneficial if I was slower, because we're both gonna flip turn here. But it's also beneficial if I'm faster, because we're both gonna flip turn here. Don't know enough about the tier yet to know what would make sense to do, what would make sense to position, what would make sense to fear. So we're gonna go to this Dawn Wings and find things out. So we do a flip turn. I can't tell if that was a speed tie or not, and I just prevailed. You know, I tend to be a prevailer. That is the story of my life. It's not interesting. The only difference between somebody made a comment on a video yesterday. Well, the video was yesterday. The comment I think was today, at least at the time of the recording. And bro, I hope you hear this, because this is a huge moment of learning for you. You know, a huge learning moment. If you fire blast or overheat, I'm cooked. Oh wow, I'm not cooked. Nice, but this is choice scarf to you. But yeah, he said, Jam, I've noticed that a lot of the losses you've been having was because oh geez, I still did so much. Because of his Palafin's coming in, but actually Arceus poison, that hurt. Because of this metagame isn't something about the metagame is not, you're trying to use, you know, rational strategy in this metagame. It's not that, and yada yada. And so, you know, typically, you know, be like, oh well, you know, that's not that big a deal, blah blah blah. But in this case, I was like, you know, no, I'm gonna share the truth with this guy, because I care about him. You know, if he really thinks that's true, he may think that's true in other areas of his life, and that's a really big problem to have. What am I trying to suggest? Well, what is he really saying there? He's saying that logic, rationale, skill, your ability to think critically and solve problems, which is fundamentally all Mons is, right? Right now, Palafin is facing Landers. Who has the problem? The Landers has the problem. In every matchup, one player has a bigger problem than the other. And so if he has the problem, it's his job to solve it. So the question then is, does he have anything on his team that can solve the problem, which is the Palafin before him? No, he does not. So I'm going to wave crash here, and he's going to die, right? He didn't have a solution to my problem. Right? And so he's going to lose a Pokemon. When you don't have a solution to the opponent's problem, you lose a lot of value, right? He just lost a lot of value, not just in the Magearna and Avmon itself, but whatever the Magearna would have been good versus, right? I don't even remember what this does. I wasn't around long enough to remember what this does. No, it's very bulky. Use the special moves. Let's find the fuck out. Let's go to Magearna. Okay. Encore here. This Encore is bound to produce something, right? So this is another example. I saw Terapagos. I went to Magearna. He presented a problem. I presented a solution, and that dance happens back and forth. He presented a problem. I present a solution. He presents a problem. I present a solution. Maybe Landers. Okay, that's fine. Especially because we're gonna rinse and repeat this again. He presents a problem. I present a solution. He presents a problem. I present. Arceus poison. Huh? Right. I wonder if this thing learns a ghost move. Okay, just can't tell. I could Terra Fairy, but Terra Blast. Interesting. See what happens. Oh, they run dark moves. Interesting. flinched me. Annoying. Okay. What's the speed? It's actually slow. It's a little annoying that he flinched me. I think if I didn't get flinched, they actually calm mind swept with this. That's okay. It's not the end of the world. Very well then. Very well then. Crit me after that. That right here, boy. We're gonna flare because he has to defog, and then we're gonna rinse and repeat again. It's heavy duty boots. My Magirna isn't losing very much value. Very interesting that he calm minded and he can't even touch me. Why would he do that? I don't think my opponent is thinking. Or he's running into a problem he can't solve. But yeah, basically what he's suggesting is that the core basis of the game, which is problem solving, doesn't matter in this metagame. The metagame is the fault. If you lose, it's not because you didn't solve the problem correctly. It's not because you didn't build your team well enough. It's not because you didn't think the problem through well enough. It's just because of the metagame. This uncontrollable, menacing figure that we all are the victim of. And that's one, it's not only is that false, but it's dangerous to subscribe to things that are so incredibly false, right? Because what does that allow? That allows for him to hop off the ladder after every loss and say it wasn't my fault. And now let's say we don't address that, and he does that in all areas of his life. He's 50, 60. Just another wasted life that could have been more had he known the source of his problem was his own lack of accountability. You know what I mean? And so that's a big deal to me. Things like that are a big deal. That right here, boy. It's, wait, the lucker. Okay, fair enough. We get T-spikes. Actually, T-spikes don't matter. Chilly reception. But and you know, it's also for anyone else that may have seen that comment. You know, I don't want them going around assuming similar things, right? So that's a big deal. And that's why this mental martial art, right, known as Mons. What are the key, like in any physical martial, what's the difference between a mental martial art? What is a mental martial art, Jam? What is the stuff that you're talking about, mental martial arts? Well, what is a martial art? Let's break it down. Martial means warlike, right? Or of war, having to do with combat. And then art has a variety of meaning, but you know, art's more or less, put CC here, but it's low value. It's helmet, okay. Now has a control, no. So I'll take his landers from him, which will open up my landers significantly. I don't know if he's accounted for that enough. It's she who is an issue. It's definitely scarfed. Definitely scarfed, but I have Terror in hand, which is gonna be a big problem for him. I want to lure the Chiyu out. Okay, Palafins. I didn't anticipate the Palafin for a lot of reasons. Actually, did the Chiyu take damage? I could Terror Water VS. But no, I need this for the Chiyu. But I'm max defense, good lord. So this actually will do nothing to me. Fairy, huh? This could be like purple, toxic or something. So a flip turns actually, I'm surprised by that. Maybe it's common knowledge that Magirna is the it is Scarf. Yeah. So we're gonna end up doing it, getting this flare cannon off. It's a fairly obvious Terra water here. I'm really tempted to just Volt Switch and not Terra. Or like I went Magirna on Chiyu. Like this is the most obvious fucking Terra. So okay, so bro has some brain. So he knows enough to know like that I'm gonna terrestrialize there. Very well. I know he's gonna recover. The question is just that it's a speed tie. So do these run? Where else am I gonna get my recover off? I suppose I'm not gonna get it off here. It's never gonna happen. The speed tire, I'm faster. It's very likely I'm just straight up faster. Please, for the love of God, do not. Gosh. Oh, it's a speed tie. All right. Please do not. Oh my fucking God, he won 3 in a row. That's lame as hell. Okay. I've lost. Very well then. Actually haven't lost, but you're at the idea. Surprised he that storm move is gonna destroy me. But yeah, the key moment where Slowking getting crit by the Chiyu means Slowking dies, means no Chiyu answer at all. Could Terra water the Slowking. But yeah, unfortunate, but it is what it is. Slowking never gets 2-K'd by the Scar Fire Blast, which means I get the free switch on Chiyu. Maybe I should have just kept the Terra. I didn't account for how problematic Chiyu. But even in this case, right? Even if Slowking got crit there were alternative solutions that were superior that I could have used that I didn't use. And now I lost because of it. So even if it was a crit right there, I can still go, okay, well, yes, did the crit change again, the defense is blah blah blah, speed ties, yes, the variance, and what could I have done to have minimized the variance to begin with? And okay, back to the mental martial arts. Physical martial arts, the best way I could put it, physical martial arts, what's the point of it? It's to protect yourself from other people, right? When you're good, you know, whether it be karate, whether it be you know, karate, no, jiu-jitsu, karate, Muay Thai, whatever it may be, mixed martial arts, right? MMA and MMA, mental martial arts and mixed martial arts. What are the parallels? Well, mixed martial arts, something you guys are familiar with, protects you from other people. Mental martial arts protects you from problems, right? From abstract problems. So an example is, if I'm really good at martial arts, which is basically what? Attacking, just kicking, grappling, you know, striking in some way, right? Whether you use your feet, your arm, your head, you're attacking. Even if you're grappling, you're attacking the person. And then you have blocking, right? Which is stopping the person from doing damage to you. And then you have stance, right? Because you can't do anything if you're not, you can't take an action if you're not in the position to take the action first, right? So I asked you to jump and your legs work, but there is one stipulation: you have to jump by laying on your back. You couldn't do it because jumping doesn't work that way, right? You have to first be positioned before you take the action. So you need to be in a stance before you can strike and block. So what does all that do for you? Like what does knowing all that do for you? It means somebody tries to beat you up, you can protect yourself and probably beat them up, right? And so that's the utility. It prevents me from the pain other people can cause me. It protects me from the pain other people can cause me. So the hell is the point of mental martial arts, and what is that? It's the same concept, right? So if you have a situation where your mental martial arts is more abstract, it deals with abstract problems. So the problem isn't abstract, but the solution to it is not abstract. So with a physical martial art, you're fighting me in real time. I have to defend myself in every moment. In a mental martial art, so for example, I have a business problem. I need to make a certain amount of money by, you know, 3 days from now, right? That's the deadline, or I'm gonna lose the lease because I haven't paid the rent or something. That's problem that requires mental martial arts, right? What mental martial arts are just like how it physical martial arts has its 3 core actions. Mental martial arts has its 3 core actions, which is recall, right? So you're gonna have to use your memory, right? You're gonna have to have knowledge on the thing. Then you're gonna have to use your imagination to consider all the possible options. Then third action is using reasoning to select the best option out of all the ones you considered. So it's remembering, considering, and reasoning, and solving, whichever way you want to put it. That's mental martial arts. So in Mons, it's the same thing. As I look at this, I have to first have knowledge, right? I have to first recognize and remember all the things. If I've never seen any of these things, I won't know what they're gonna do. So I can't do any of the other things. So I have to first have knowledge on the subject matter. So then I gotta go, okay, I have knowledge on the problems these things can cause me. Then I have to consider the problems and then go, okay, reason. Now I'm aware of the problems, potential things that could happen. What's a solution? All right, so if I'm like, let's use a actual example. Let's say that this Dawn Wings, I have no good, and what is the weak best thing versus me? Actually, I have a really good matchup versus the majority of his team, but you know, let's say it was Lugia and I couldn't deal with a particular Lugia variant. They run Choice Scarf. That's very interesting. So, okay, here's a good example. That's actually happening right now. Lugia behind a sub, I'm Choice Scarf locked. I might not know all of what Lugia is gonna do in every situation, but I know Lugia probably gonna Calm Mind or do something of that nature, right? So now I have to solve that problem. Right? I have to go, okay, what are my options? Right? Palafin, This is an abstract problem. Okay, what are my potential solutions? I could go Magearna, Encore. I could go Arceus, Calm Mind alongside him. I could go Slowking just to take the hit. I could go Necrozma, Calm Mind alongside him. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go Magearna, and then you're gonna have your reasoning for why you picked Magearna over the other ones. For me, it's just the Encore. I think it's just unlikely he'll see this coming. No, I actually didn't think he'd have anything to touch me, but that's fine. I just figured it'd be unlikely he'd see this coming. And so they run Earth Power, so that's the data I have. If I knew they had Earth Power from before, I would have just went to, if I knew Lugia ran Earth Power from before, I would have went to Arceus first and Calm Mind alongside it. But what's the benefit? If he Earth Power locks because Lugia is so weak, he gets 27% and I Calm Mind and I neutralize him completely. So the problem is solved. Right, the Encore did solve the problem, though I gave up a lot of health on Magearna. It did solve the problem. Right, and so I am just going to recover here. Let him Earth Power. I'll taunt. I'm not sure what to expect, honestly, from this. But I'm going to taunt. So now I know they run Aeroblast. And he terrestrializes, which is fine. Aeroblast actually has a high crit ratio. I need to be careful of this. It only has a certain amount of PP though. But so okay, I'll recover here. Slow risk. So he only has 4 PP for the Aeroblast. It's risky. It is risky, but I'm right outside of crit range even at a +1 boost, and it can miss. And so now I'm able to Judgment to remove him. So we've solved the problem and neutralized the Lugia, even though he had all the advantages in the beginning. Right, I didn't have any data on what Lugia does, which is why that problem even extended that far. But right now I'm practicing mental martial arts. I'm protecting myself from his problems, from the problems he's trying to cause me. Right, the difference between mental martial arts and like something like just general communication is that it's combative. There's a winner and a loser. Right, so we're going against each other. He's creating a problem, I'm solving it. I'm creating a problem, he's trying to solve it. And we go back and forth until somebody comes out on top. Right. it's a beautiful thing. It's just absolutely beautiful. I love it. And so many of you guys, because I know a big percentage of my viewers are, you know, engineer field types, computer science, very left-brained professions. And so the beauty of Mons is that it actually sharpens your martial arts skills, right? Because there's really two key things you're always doing no matter what the game you're playing, as far as mental. Let's say if you were a big Death Note fan, you know, what were they playing? Why were you so intrigued by that? It's the mental martial arts of it. I applied, he gave him a new, like Light gave a problem, then L swung back, solved the problem, gave Light a new problem, Light solved L's problem, gave, you know, like that tennis match of I'm gonna outthink you is everything. And so if you're drawn to that as a Mons player, this is a great opportunity actually to destroy one of his Mons, because he is, what do I want to do here? Landorus with Lauren DeLugia. If rocks matter. Oh wow. Bro just doesn't give a fuck. Not like it matters. Oh, the future side already went. Never mind. I'd assume he'd expect me to be fucking what? Does he know that I'm Choice Scarf? He must know this team. That play was stupid if he didn't know my team. Swords Dance. Okay, I'll just go to my landers and destroy you. Yeah, I think bro's just trash. I was thinking like he's thinking, but you never SD there just to hard switch out. That was an awful decision. That's an awful decision. Now his spikes are a big deal for me, but not the end of the world. I think I sweep him with my Dawn Wings, even though I don't know the meta that well. Like, I just don't see how he solves that problem. So if he's gonna do the Calm Mind thing again, we're gonna do the Chili Reception thing. He's gonna do the Earth Power thing. Calm Mind. Actually, let's wrap this up. Because you want to do the Calm Mind thing. We'll do the Calm Mind thing together. Prism Armor. Wait, what? What does Prism Armor do? I thought, what am I thinking? I'm thinking about Shadow Shield. Aeroblast did a lot to me. Okay. A foolish play on my part. Okay. Calm Mind, need Earth Power here. Not overly concerned because I still have the Arceus, but no, I could have played that better. That's all I need to do here is recover. Calm Mind's a waste. +2 Aeroblast won't knock me out, then he's gonna only have Earth Power to use. Very surprised he Calm Minded. I think that was a misplay. Unless you're gonna fish for the luck on that last Aeroblast. He doesn't get it. Yeah. Zamazenta Crown. I don't think this is a fast mon, so I gotta go for what I gotta go for. But I made this difficult with how I play the Necrozma. Does it have a healing move? It does have Moonlight. Okay. But yeah, problem solving 1-on-1, yada yada yada. T-Spikes. Actually, T-Spikes doesn't even help my team. I don't know why I went to T-Spikes. It goes to the Cyclozar, which is fine. I don't know what Cyclozar does beyond what Cyclozar has done in the past. I just don't see how I don't sweep him with several of my mons. The flip turn solves and breaks the sub of anything that he can shed tail into, and he's shown that he's Scarf because he outspent my landers. So he actually opts for the U-turn, just fine by me. As he goes to Magearna. He was gonna sack his Magearna. Very odd. Okay. So Necrozma is back. Actually, fuck about the weather. Actually, never mind. Yeah. So Encore Standard. Very interesting. Okay. Right. Interesting. Encore Standard. Lugia is a non-factor, so can double EQ here. I'd double switch back unless he has an alternative move. I mean, I'm sure recover is his other move. But you know, we'll see. See what he does. Calm minds. Okay. He's gonna try to go for the earthquake. What's it called? So chill reception here. As I said, this is a non-factor. We always go Arceus, and we have the upper hand. Actually, I don't have a lot of recovers left. I want to be careful with this. But yeah, the mental martial arts stuff. So I got derailed explaining all that stuff. Not I regret it. It crits me there. Is a little bit of a deal. I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of a big deal there. I needed a little more time, but it's not over. It's not over. I made a really big mistake doing too many things at one time. This particular, well, the big turn was as far as doing too many things at one time was the crit there was when I went to Necrozma and didn't have the Terror Ground would kill him, but actually wouldn't. Leftovers. Yeah, okay, so leftovers actually is it Moonlight? Did they run? Oh, they all run Moonlight. If that's the case, I don't know what their speed tiers tend to be. Let me see if I have any speed. My big mistake was I was gonna heal the Necrozma, and I didn't because of the so that was a big misplay. I didn't get the healing on the Necrozma. I think it's really just gonna come down to Moongeist Beams, which is the correct play. It's gonna come down to if I have the Terra in hand. But let's see. Not even upset about the crit on Arceus, honestly. But the first thing with problem solving is you have to have the knowledge, right? So we don't know what the fuck these things do. So it's very hard to solve the problem proactively, which is why whenever if you remember when I was doing the series of those posts, I was like, go into a, even when I was doing the road to #1 back in the day, I'd say just go in there. Your only job is to learn, is to get clapped by what's common so you can know the problem exists, so you can stop, think you can consider the solution next time. If you've never faced a thing, you have no data. So you just kind of have to jump around and see what happens, which is not optimal. Let me see, Slowking. These bikes are great. It is what it is. It is what it is. If he's faster than me, I didn't want to Terra because of his Arceus. But if I don't Terra, I'm faster than him, I kill him, I think. Oh my god, I have a lot of special attack. I'm pretty sure I die to Moongeist Beam if I'm slower, so I might as well just attack him. Yeah. The reason being is I don't want to Terra this. I can set up versus the Magearna without the boost. That goes Zenta, which I'm guessing has Crunch or something. Behemoth Bash. Okay, it's very interesting. He gets swept by Lando too. I am not careful. I can't have this Iron Defensing or it's over for me. Actually, no, I can. I can actually. Yeah, I can have this Iron Defensing. So I'm guessing he was trying to prevent my Dawn Wings from matching up versus his Lugia. So now that we stopped doing the explanation, we can sit down and actually think about solutions versus problems. Yeah, I'm guessing Earth Powers is only attacking moves, so we +6. He's doing a lot to me with this Earth Power. What the hell? Don't get no hacks, bro. We've had enough. Enough hacks. Okay. The Calm Mind would mean that, jeez, like, stop getting these Spadef drops, dude. Cyclozar, is this gonna knock off? If it knocks off, I'm fine. Don't want to Terra. Knockoff shouldn't do too much. I know he's gonna Shed Tail, so it can cover the Shed Tail in case he tries to go Magirna to Encore me. So it goes Zacian Crowned. This shouldn't do that much to me. I have a lot of different. Let's find out. Find out. Behemoth Bash shouldn't do too much to me. Oh, he had Crunch. And he gets a defense. So I'm guessing he has Substitute. Have Terra Water, Palafin, Tucked. I just don't know what these things do, so my best play here is always to go to Landers though. So he does run knockoff. Me not having my Landers losing his item is actually a blessing. That's amazing. Because he's still Choice Scarfed. I get to Earthquake here. No. U-turn's best. U-turn's best for the core reason that I want the Lugia matchup versus my Necrozma because I want to get the Moonlight off. I still have my boots, which is such a big deal. Okay, so we finally get the Arceus Poison matchup, which is the big thing stopping me from Terraforming. I don't think he can not get to it KO'd by me. Let me think. He dies to rocks, but Cyclozar could. Actually, I don't even need the Terra Fairy. So if I go Lando, go Palafin, Jet Punch, the matchup will be Lugia, unless there's some kind. No, he can't Rapid Spin. The best he'll be able to do is. It doesn't even matter if he can Rapid Spin at that point. The Arceus. Yeah, because he's just gonna sack the Jet Punch. Oh, he learns Recover. Okay. Oh Lord. Extreme Speed. Ooh, that's a clutch ass survival. That would actually have been a somewhat of a big deal. So Cyclozar is coming in. I'm not sure why. Lando can survive. I don't understand what Cyclozar is solving. Maybe he's gonna knock off. And then I just Wave Crash. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we pulled it back, but I'm just trying to think. But yeah, the 3-power divergent thinking and convergent thinking applies to every mental martial art. I'm trying to just think if there's anything that I could account for that, even though I don't play the tier, is like obvious. Say Rapid Spins, what does that do? Rapid Spin wouldn't do shit. I mean, I just calm wind up and sweep him. Yeah, I think I just EQ. It's U-turn. I don't know why I went Cyclozar for that. Magirna and Magirna is gonna come out, right? And then you get Palafin. I just Wave Crash. Wave Crash. Wave Crash. Won't blow away Lugia. Okay, Jet Punch. You know how many times he tried to give up this fucking this damn I actually thought the Cyclozar would die to Wave Crash. So that was actually a pretty annoying it wasn't a misplay or anything, but a pretty crucial turn. So now he U-turns. Can't risk him knocking off. I can have Necrozma Dustman be the last mon. Because the Magirna is going to come in, it's going to Encore. Is there any reason not to Calm Mind infinitely? And then just Terra Blast spam. He Encores you, I couldn't Moongeist. VSs or flare cannons. By calm mind. I think is there something that I'm not accounting for? There's gonna be negative calm mind, which is gonna be slower. Cyclozar comes in, and we Terra Blast spam. And yeah, I'll just calm mind. I don't see how Encore solves that. I don't see how Encore solves that, especially since the Cyclozar is likely going to try to knock off Lock. And you don't want to knock off Lock on a fairy type. So, I'm guessing he's just going to Flare Cannon and Fish and pray. Yeah, so Cyclozar should knock, which will burn out the Encore turns, and then it's a wrap. Yeah. So now the Encore turns are burnt. Yeah. So now I just Moonguy's Beam, and it's a wrap. Yeah. So we slowed down a little bit so we could actually solve the problem at hand. My apologies for trying to do two things at once to the point where we almost lost the game, which is the whole point. But no, it's something that I'm very fascinated by, just to see how things align, right? So a mental martial artists are those who take more joy in using their brains to fight problems, and then a martial artist finds more, and neither positive or negative. If you're like to box or some shit, that's just, it's fun, right? You can be both. A physical martial artist is somebody who, excuse me, likes to use their body versus other people. So yeah, and so how can we tell? Well, what is this ladder signifying in Mons, right? When you look at the ladder, what is it suggesting? Suggesting that within any given tier, say OU, this is the team builder, I'm trying to find a ladder. Within OU, where's the ladder at? There we go. For example, whoever is number one. This guy is the number one mental martial artist when it comes to Mons. So everybody else that went toe to toe with him, right? Most of them lost. Right? Most of them lost. So if you want to be number one, gotta take him out or wait till he decays. Right? That's the fun of it. Like we load up a team and our brains go at it and we come out on top. Now team building and all that plays a role, but it's another thing. You gotta solve the problem of constructing a good team that's good versus the metagame. It just keeps going on, and I love it, man. I love it. So if you're like engineer, you're computer science, chess player, you know, really anything that doesn't require physical effort to succeed in, then join the club, because Mons, the beauty of it is it strengthens your ability to consider multiple possibilities and then use really tight reasoning to solve, like to come up with one sound solution, which is very much like life is, right? A lot of variance and you don't know exactly what's going to happen. In chess, the pieces are fixed, right? In poker, the pieces are fixed. But in Mons and Draft League, all that stuff here, no, Mons, Draft League, the same thing, but Draft League, VGC, there's so much. Is this one going to protect? What moves does it have? So many unknowns, just like life. And so it's an excellent hobby to actually help you benefit you in other areas of life, like in a practical manner. But also state control is a really big thing, so you have to be calm mind, like the moves. And what's seasoned rankings? What's that? Not sure what this is. It's interesting. What is season ranking? Please explain that to me. Season results in year. Season results for. Not sure what that is, but that's quite cool. I think they're implementing a new thing. But anyway, hit the like button if you enjoyed. If you want to, excuse me, if you want to improve your mental martial art ability to improve other areas of your life, and you want to do some one-on-one training, because that's the #1 thing I hear. Like, I don't know why, but things were different. And around this time when we did the boot camp, when I started progressing, when I started this and that, either it built confidence or it helped them solve problems that they were having offline, because now they learned how to properly ask questions to bring light to as many possibilities as possible, and then how to pick the right one of all the options. Right? You have a bunch of things you could do, a bunch of things the opponent could do. How do you know what the right move is? And so you have specific questions you can ask and practice. That'll make sure you get it every time. So a lot of content coming your way, free. But if you want to work one-on-one, that's available. Link is in the description down below. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.